What is up, YouTube family? Thank you guys for tuning back into
guys.
What More Shenanigans, where we always bring the shenanigans on this channel. If you're new, subscribe. But today, we went into this little bit of conspiracy theories not too long ago. So we're going to dive back into some of that video. Is very crazy, interesting, and wild to watch. So this one is make you question reality again. TikTok theories that make you question reality.
Reality, like what though? Like our life?
So we back.
I don't like these because sometimes they really do get my mind going, and I'm just like, dang it! Like, why does it sound so good?
Strangest unsolved cases around the world, starting in Australia. In August of 1994, a fisherman was on the Hawkesbury River when he felt a strong tug against his fishing net. But what he pulled up was a heavy piece of steel shaped like a crucifix, and attached was the remains of a human. The police discovered it was a man's body that had initially...
Wait, he pulled up a crucifix, but then they found a man's body?
Yeah, he was attached to it.
He was attached to the crucifix?
Oh. I'm putting it back. It's like bad juju or something. You just never know. It could be the Mummy Returns or something from 400 years ago. Put it back. That's the problem with us. We touch stuff and don't put it back. Put it back.
Been covered in plastic and intentionally arranged on the crucifix, which had been custom built and would have been too heavy for a single person to lift and dump in the river. There was no matching missing persons report, and because he had been in the water between 6 and 12 months, his fingertips and facial features had eroded, so his identity remained unknown. Until 2018, when advances in DNA technology identified him as Max Tansevsky, but despite now knowing his identity, his case remains unsolved.
The unsolved case of
did the family did he have any family left to know about him? Did somebody missing report saying he was
unless he did it himself, because I feel like what if the crucifix was like an anchor for him?
Oh yeah, true.
It could have been like an anchor. It could have weighed so much, or he couldn't swim, so it weighed him. I'm just saying.
On Wednesday, November 24th, 1971, a man boarded a plane heading from Portland to Seattle. All he brought with him was a suitcase and a paper bag. Midway through the flight, Cooper handed a flight attendant a note and told her he had a bomb. He instructed the flight attendant to sit down next to him, and he showed her the bomb. In the suitcase were 4 sticks of dynamite and a bunch of wires. He then told her to write down his demands and take him to the pilot. He wanted $200,000 in $20 bills put in a backpack. He requested 4 parachutes, 2 front chutes and 2 back chutes, a fuel truck to immediately refuel the plane when they land, and not to try anything funny or he'll set off the bomb. When they landed in Seattle, Cooper traded the passengers for the items he had requested. He then told the plane to take off and head for Mexico City, but to fly below 10,000 feet. Shortly after the plane had taken off, Cooper opened the rear doors and jumped out of the plane somewhere near the Washington and Oregon border. 9 years later, a boy found a brown paper bag with $20 bills that matched the serial numbers of the money given to Cooper, totaling $5,800. Until this day, Cooper and the remaining money are still missing.
Okay, he's smart. He's smart.
Cooper pulled the whole heist.
Yeah, he did.
Cooper pulled some Grand Theft.
So did they get to keep the money?
I mean, I would have kept. That's what. See, I don't understand that.
Why did you?
Y'all can come for me all y'all want. You know what? I don't get the point of people finding money like that. Dude that found the barrels of El Chapo stuff buried in his.
Okay, I'm not keeping that.
I'm keeping it.
I'm not keeping it. Cause when he come out, or when he go tell it, he could tell his people to go get it.
He has so much money. They say he don't even know what half of it was buried.
True. He did.
I'm not reporting it. When I find a little find, I'm not reporting it. Like. Well, yeah, when I got serial numbers, so if you spend it, they can chase it and say. But still, I'm like, I found it. You can't arrest me for finding the money.
I thought God was blessing me.
It's a blessing in disguise. I'm digging in my backyard and I dig up a barrel and they got money. I'm about to say, thank you, Lord.
It's on my property now.
I'm claiming it. That's what's wrong. I'm not calling it in. If y'all calling it in, just let me know. Y'all
they ain't calling it in. And if they say they are, they're lying.
Don't try to act like no good Samaritans. Let me pause.
What'd you get?
Who is that?
That was so good. Do it again. Isn't that Charlie or her sister? One of them. Go.
The greatest conspiracy theories of all time. Are these fact or fiction? We may never know. It's been 50 years since Neil Armstrong allegedly landed on the moon. But my sources tell me the US government, eager to beat Russia in the space race, faked the lunar landing. People in 1969 could barely watch TV without a 5-foot antenna. You think they're landing on the moon? Doubtful. Was JFK killed by the CIA, the KGB, the Mafia? Could be all of the above, or it could be none of the above. Did Jeffrey Epstein actually take his own life? Or was it the act of a few famous individuals he had compromising information on?
He did. He had that information.
Has the government suppressed information that reveals the Earth is actually a flat, infinite plane? Obviously not. Did the mysterious Malaysia Airlines flight just vanish into thin air? Or was it digitally hijacked by hackers who rerouted the plane to Antarctica? Your guess is as good as mine.
The strangest unsolved mysteries from each state. Today, by popular demand, we have Maryland. This is a picture of Daniel Beckwith, who hired Askia Kafra to dig these unexplained, mysterious tunnels deep in his basement of his home in Bethesda, Maryland. And one day, the police get a call that there's a fire in Daniel's house. So when they arrive, they see Daniel standing outside of the house. And when the fire investigators go and investigate, they find this hole in the concrete floor of his basement. And so when they explored a little more, they find Askia's body down there. The detective said that these tunnels were at least 20 feet below the surface and at least 200 feet long. Daniel was not doing this legally, and he knew that he had Askia working in very unsafe working conditions. Again, not legal. Daniel claims that he picked up Askia from his house in Silver Spring, Maryland, and then drove him to Manassas, Virginia, which is very close to where I live, with these darkened blackout sunglasses on, so that he wouldn't know where he's going. But according to the police, he never actually did that and just drove him to his house in Bethesda and only let him take off the sunglasses once he was in the basement. And Daniel was charged with involuntary manslaughter. Do you think he did it on purpose?
Strangest Unsolved Mysteries from Every U.S. State, Part 17, Washington. This is the story behind Jason Padgett, a heavy drinker and partier who became a mathematical genius overnight. In 2002, Jason was a furniture salesman, and he partied hard at the bar every single weekend. One night, Jason was savagely attacked outside the bar and was left with a severe concussion. When Jason recovered, he found that he was able to easily visualize the most complex of mathematical and physical concepts, something that even other mathematical geniuses struggle with. Before that, Jason hadn't even done college math. Doctors have no explanation for why his brain just randomly decided to evolve.
He got blessed.
And they say it was like he was struck by genius.
This woman
struck by a genius? Can you strike my brain? I'm just saying. This man became a genius after being smacked. I'm gonna smack my head.
They probably hit something that just been needing to.
Okay, why our brain ain't function like that then?
Like
why naturally ain't functioning that way? So it was up there, but it ain't being used.
Yeah,
that don't make no sense.
It needed to be turned on.
Well, I need mine turned on.
Received mysterious calls for months before something terrible happened. In 1980, Dorothy Jane Scott began receiving threatening calls from an unidentified man. It got so bad she started taking karate classes and contemplated buying a gun. But then on May 28, 1980, coworkers witnessed her car recklessly speeding out of a parking lot. The next day, her car was found burning in an alleyway with no one inside. Then a week after her disappearance, her parents began receiving mysterious phone calls from a man that were too short to be traced. They got a phone call almost every Wednesday afternoon. This went on for 4 years, until Dorothy's skeletal remains were found.
See me?
4 years.
Keep calling this house. I'm going.
You don't know who it is.
I don't care. Call this goddamn number again.
You don't know who it is, so you can't do that.
Keep calling.
They did.
Change the number.
For 4 years.
I'm changing it.
That's true.
Call this house again.
Why they didn't change the number?
Buried along with the bones of a dog. After her remains were recovered, her parents received one last phone call from the man who said, "Is Dorothy home?"
Some of Hollywood's greatest conspiracy theories are these capper facts.
What happened to Dorothy? How you just gonna hit her up? What happened to Dorothy? She's got a phone call.
She died.
They didn't say that.
Wilbur, they literally said they found her body with the dog.
Oh, I thought they said the dog. I thought they said the dog was just dead. I thought Dorothy
No,
just
they found her body with the dog.
So they never found out.
Pay attention.
Did the parents die?
No, it didn't say nothing.
That's what I'm saying. They can't just clip it off like that. You gotta say the parents.
Yeah, because he made one last call asking, "Is she home?"
So the parents said she was home.
Wilbur, you're not even making no sense at all. You sound so dumb right now. Like, you don't make no sense. You're not paying attention.
So because I didn't get struck in the head don't mean I gotta be a genius. You gotta be rude.
Rumor has it Stevie Wonder may not be blind. If he was, how could he perfectly operate this camera? Sources say O.J. Simpson could be Khloe Kardashian's father.
I believe that.
We know that.
The chemistry here is off the charts. And if Tupac died, why was his photo taken one day after his alleged murder? Is Nicolas Cage really just a Civil War era vampire? Most likely. Is Jay-Z just a time traveler from the Harlem Renaissance?
What?
Most likely, yes. And did Gucci Mane really go from running the trap to running track? Or was he cloned in a Georgia jail cell? Who knows?
3 theories about 3 well-known brands. Theory 1. Starbucks employees are told to intentionally misspell your name so you share a picture of your cup on social media, and when you post it, you're just giving them free advertisement. Number 2. Dasani, which is owned by Coca-Cola, is considered one of the worst water brands out there. Why is that? Well, there's a theory that they add salt and other chemicals to their water, thus making you more thirsty so you will buy more water. Next time you're at a movie theater, sports game, or amusement park, see what kind of water they sell. Chances are it's Dasani. Theory number 3. Well, this one's not really a theory, but it's more of a fucked up fact. Nestle started out as a baby formula company. And in 1970s, when Nestle was trying to grow its baby formula market around the world, they paid fake medical professionals to promote their formula. In Asia and Africa, Nestle hired saleswomen dressed as nurses to give out free medical advice and free samples of formula. These samples lasted just long enough for mothers to stop producing milk naturally, which resulted in them becoming dependent on the formula.
Alright, a lot of people have requested I do this.
Okay, this one is starting to make sense in the last conspiracy theory video we watched, because this one make way more sense than the last one. The last one was kind of like that stuff you think maybe it could be true, maybe not. But this stuff right here, this is facts. They are dropping some bombshells on us.
Wow.
That makes sense. That makes so much sense.
Here's the mystery of the Pan Am Flight 914. This is probably one of the most bizarre mysteries I have ever heard of. On July 22nd, the flight Pan Am 914 was departing from New York to Miami. It was carrying 57 passengers and 4 crew members. There was nothing unusual about the flight, and it took off at its scheduled time. But then, it lost signal midway through the flight. And there was no indication that anything went wrong, there was no crash, no bodies found, and they just said that, okay, it probably crashed in the ocean. Now, this is where it gets fucking crazy.
Wow.
After 37 years, it landed.
What?
Juan de la Corte, this man made contact with the plane 37 years after it went missing. The pilot literally said, "We are Pan American Airways Flight 914 from New York to Miami with a crew of 4 and 57 passengers. We were scheduled to land at 9:55 a.m. on 2nd July 1955.
That reminds me of this show.
So they still alive?
I didn't finish it. It started like I just couldn't finish it. Manifest.
Yeah, I was thinking of that.
It was like
I had started it, but then
I had to stop it. But
they started doing some weird stuff. That's why I stopped.
No, I stopped it because I started having nightmares. Like I don't know why. I just started having really bad nightmares.
I might have to watch it now.
But it was a good show. I'm not gonna lie. It was just crazy sad and oh my god, mind blowing. But it just literally reminded me of that. I wonder if that's.
I barely made it to like when they barely was coming back. Like when the plane barely like came back and they was getting used to everything. And then that little silver little figure, whatever it was, showing up. I was barely like right there.
That is crazy. I think the one that blew my mind was the formula. Like, in the Starbucks one.
Well, because it makes sense.
When I get Starbucks, I post it all the time. But it's not because, like, they messed up my name. But I just...
But we never, like, really went in and got our name put on our cups.
we never really did
that. We gotta do it.
We have to try it. See if it works. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to test that out.
But, dang, the plane... I gotta watch Manifest now. I make me want to watch it. Dang, so what's the story behind that? So he came back, he made contact?
I think there's like a documentary on that, to be honest. I really do think there's a documentary on that. We'd have to look. You just have to remember whatever plane they said. Go look it up, and I'm pretty sure this
video made more sense than the last ones.
This one gave me like
it's a lot of this made sense. A lot of this made a lot of sense. Y'all let us know. I know last time everybody was like, "I conspiracy."
It be making my mind just.
What y'all feel about this video? I like this one was a lot different than the first one. Let us know y'all opinion on this one. Thank y'all for tuning in with us once again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. See you guys in the next one.